Hi, welcome to Finding the Word. I am Melanie Brown. The word is still today. I'm kind of excited about this word. I was excited about the stories and the scriptures that go with it. Still is the word. And this is hard for people like me, high energy people who plan everything. Plan A, plan B, plan C. Plan A point 1, 2, 3. That is difficult because there's times when your plans don't matter. Your plans aren't going to work. You have to be still. It's a time to hold on a second or wait a second or whatever. Not a lot of moving is going to matter. You could be running all over the place trying to make stuff happen. We all know there are times that running around trying to make things happen does not work, and it is a time we have to be still. I have several scriptures. I think 4 different passages to go through, and all of which I am excited about. I'm going to touch briefly on the first one, which is Numbers 9:8. This is a situation that was going on. This is Moses. He spoke to the children of Israel about keeping the Passover. There was a situation that took place with a certain man, defiled by the dead body of a man. They could not keep the Passover on that day, and so they came to Moses with this situation, with this issue. And so what this is about to me is that we have situations and issues for whatever the things are. This was a Passover situation of what the rules were and why they couldn't keep them. I don't think it much matters. When we reach the end of what we know we should do and we are uncertain about how we should go forward or what decision we need to make, that's the takeaway here. And those men said to him, "We are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Lord in this appointed season among the children of Israel?" Moses said unto them, "Stand still, and I will hear what the Lord will command concerning you." And the Lord spoke unto Moses. Okay, now the situation was we got an issue. We're not sure how to go forward. We feel we can't do what the Lord is requiring of us because of this complication. He said, "I got to go to the Lord." He didn't even try to sit there and figure out, well, I don't know, let me see what I can figure out what we can do. And let me see what he just said. Be still, sit still, hang on. Let me see what the Lord is going to command concerning you. And the Lord spoke. So we need to follow suit with this. We sometimes, the answer simply is when someone comes to us, whether it's our children, spouse, friend, whatever, hold on a second. We need to hear what the Lord has to say. I am breaking down these different stills because they're not all the same. In this first one, we are looking at
Strong's H 5975. Ahmad.
Now, this means endure, withstand, continue, establish, set, stay, remain. So you are to stand still, to stop moving, just cease. This is what he's saying to them. Hold one's ground. Rise up or against her. Take one stand, be appointed. So remain standing, stand upright, all of these things, to station, to set, to cause to stand firm. So he's literally saying that. Hold on, we got to establish something here. Wait a minute. And the takeaways, like I said here, is they heard from the Lord. So when you're taking that stand and being still and saying we need to go to God about it, you will hear from God on what to do. And so we're going to look now at Exodus. This is one of my absolute favorites. This is when the Egyptians were coming after the Israelites. And it's Exodus 14. We're going to start with verse 10. It's verse 13 where we have still, but we're going to read down through 14. So, and when Pharaoh drew near, the children of Israel lifted their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them. So they were very afraid. And the children of Israel cried out to the Lord. Then they said to Moses, "Because there were no graves in Egypt, have you taken us away to die in the wilderness? Why have you so dealt with us to bring us out of Egypt?" This was very dramatic. I mean, we all know it was. There's no graves in Egypt, so you brought us out here so we can all die out here. That was so dramatic. And after all the things the Lord was doing, we are all bothered by that. We're talking about manna being rained down from heaven to eat every day. We're talking about all the plagues in the first place that brought them out. And they're up here saying, there's no graves, so you brought us out here to die. So, is this not the word that we told you in Egypt? Let us alone so we can serve the Egyptians. For it would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than we should just die out here in the wilderness. Moses said to the people, do not be afraid. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will accomplish for you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you shall see again no more forever. The Lord will fight for you, and you should hold your peace. This is amazing every time. And the word, we're going to look at what the word is for being still in this case. It's a different word.
Strong's H 3320. Yatsev. Yatsev.
This is to stand, to set or station oneself, present oneself, okay? Take a stand with someone. It is to set. It is still. And so this is for them to literally just stand still with them, stand with one another, stand with Moses in this. Be present, stand forth, remaining, and watch and see what he's about to do. The deliverance, the salvation, and hold your peace. It's like, don't even say anything. Just stop all this wailing and crying. Watch what I'm going to do. And so, of course, you can go on to read the amazement of him saying, the Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. And the Lord said to Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak to those children of Israel that they go forward, but lift the rod up and stretch my hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel will go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. They were crossing over on dry ground. That is one of the most amazing miracles. And I recently saw something where a person was doing a documentary on having found the area and pictures and things. I didn't look to see if it was authentic. It looked to be an authentic documentary. I know with AI now, it seems like you have to go and verify every single thing people post. It's like they make up stuff. It looks real. I don't know. But I saw something where they found all these chariot wheels, found a path straight through that looks to be where they all perished. There's even fossils that they were showing around the wheels. That was exciting. So this is a good one. Now, what this is saying, that when people are coming for you, when you get to the point where you don't have anywhere to go, it's not the time to cry out about all the terrible things and why God has failed you and why he's not there for you. It's the time to stay still and look for the salvation that he's bringing for you. Look for how he's going to bring you out and rescue you in a miraculous way. And you don't have to carry on. Hold your peace. Watch what he's going to do. So this is a very good example. Now, next, the Joshua situation. So we're moving to Joshua 10, chapter 13. We're going to read verses 12 through 15. Then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and hasted not to go down about a whole day. And there was no day like that before it or after it, that the Lord hearkened unto the voice of a man. For the Lord fought for Israel. And Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, unto the camp of Gilgal. Now this word for standing still, this has to do with the sun standing still.
Strong's H 1826. Damam.
This is silence. It is cut off, cut down, cease. It is wait. So we're talking about serving a God who is over the sun, the moon. Let's not forget what he has created and who he is. So he has cut it off. He cut off the sun, cut off the moon, he cut it down, cease. They had to wait. So we're seeing the power of the God we serve, where he rescued them, he stood with them, he protected them, and fought their battle. So that is something that we need to understand when we are walking through situations, when we are coming through things. This is a God that is all powerful over even the things in creation. And so he will listen for what it is that's going on with his children and the cries of his children, and he will perform miracles. And so that is also encouraging for us. Last, we are going to Psalms 46 and verse 10, one of my favorite scriptures. And this is what I was feeling in my spirit. The rest of them really all speak the same way. It's a point where people are saying, be still. There's no more for you to do. But this text here in Psalms 46, we're going to read 8 through 11. Come, behold the works of the Lord. What desolations he hath made in the earth. He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow, cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in the fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Now, I even looked up each of these words in be still and know that I am God. I've looked up still. I looked up exalted. And I also looked up the Lord of hosts, what the hosts are. So let's take a look first at be still in this regard. Which one is this one?
Strong's H 7503, Rapha. Rapha.
A whole nother still. Take note, these are separate situations. All be still and know I'm God and definitions. It's really interesting with that because we have to be really careful to look up. Even when we see a word and we see the same word, look up and see what he's really saying. There's more to it in different situations. This particular still really hits because it's saying stay and idle, faint and forsake, feeble, weaken, cease. But some of the additional usages here says to sink down, to drop, to relax, to withdraw, to let drop, abandon, refrain, forsake, to let go, to let alone, to be quiet. Now to abate. And we know also to abate, that means to become less intense or widespread. It says to become smaller or less intense. So when it's saying to abate in this situation, become less intense. So we're wrapping up right here with this one, because when he's saying be still and know that I am God, and he's speaking about some battles and things that have taken place, what he is doing, the victories in the earth, in front of the heathen, and we're supposed to be standing down. We're supposed to be ceasing, lessening in intensity, because what happens a lot of times when we're worked up and a lot of difficulties going on? This is what I'm speaking to today, where I'm saying, okay, stuff happens and it seems like I got to get worked up into a tizzy trying to figure out how to solve it, trying to run around and fight these different little battles, put out all these little fires, take care of stuff. That's not what he's saying in these situations. And a lot of times fear is coming before it. That's what's working you up into all of this. He's saying become less intense. Calm down. Cease. Stop. Relax. Sink down. That sink down got me when I saw that. Relax. Withdraw. Now, once we see that part, it's saying after that know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. So I wanted to look at, well, what is this exalted? What is he saying that he means by that? Here's the word for to be exalted.
Strong's H 7311. Room.
This is him being lifted up higher. This is to be high, to be set on high, to be raised, to be uplifted and exalted. cause to grow up, to raise up. Okay, so he is to be lifted up. He is going to be exalted, set on high, lifted up. It's saying contribute, to exalt oneself, magnify oneself. So this is what he's saying on the earth. And then it goes on to continue with the Lord of hosts is with us, the God of Jacob. And there that is. We were talking about him being referred to as the God of Jacob. And it is referenced here. So what is host? He's the Lord of hosts. And host, let's look at that word.
Strong's H, 6635. Sava. Sava.
Okay, this is the host. This is war, army, battle, warfare. Soldiers. He is the Lord of the host, that which goes forth. The host of the army, organized army of angels, sun, moon, stars, which no wonder the sun was standing still, the moon was standing still. He is Lord of the host of the sun, moon, and stars, of whole creation. Service, go out to war. So this is breaking it down to really understand. When we're looking at the scripture and seeing, this is the Lord of hosts, and it says he is with us. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. That's why we can be still. This is why we can know. This is why he is exalted, lifted up above all. So I was enjoying this. I was just enjoying this. I hope you enjoy it as well, because we have to know that we can sit still. There's times that we have to. There's times that we need to. So I'm thinking of this and looking back, and we'll just recap real quick, because we're knowing that when we're pressed, when we're at the end, when we have nowhere to go, there he is. Be still. Don't be afraid. Don't whine. Keep your peace. When we have no answers, when we're trying to do this or that, and we don't know what the result is supposed to be, we don't have the answers to the situations, we're confused, what do we do? Then we go to him. He answers, be still. He's going to come with the answer. He's going to let us know. He is over and in control of all. So all of these things, he is in command of the sun and the earth. He is to be exalted. He is the Lord over all of these things. So we've arrived here at understanding that he is to be exalted. We're understanding that we're to be quiet, to be at peace. So there's times, and I liken this to this, and as I wrap up, that it's like being in the waiting room sometimes when he's saying be still. This could be any waiting room. Like, you know how when you're waiting on your car to get fixed, or, you know, I think about when Marlon was in surgery and how, we sat there for 6-7 hours waiting for this to be completed. This does not mean nothing is happening. It's just not in our hands. This is not what we are in control of. We weren't the surgeon in that situation. I'm not the mechanic over here in this one. If you're at the dentist's office and somebody's getting their wisdom teeth out and you're waiting so you can drive them home, you're not able to perform those extractions and surgeries. You're waiting. The waiting room doesn't mean nothing's happening. Sitting still does not mean nothing's happening. This is a word that I'm feeling for all of us today. This is a word that for different things that we are walking through and going through, we don't always need to run around. Be still. Sit and wait on the Lord. It's not a place to run around. It's not a place that you're going to make nothing happen quicker or faster. It's a place where you might bring some things to do. You may be doing some reading or studying, little crocheting. Sometimes people are doing puzzles and stuff, read books. You're waiting. You're active in the things that you need to be doing in that time, but it is real work going on. I feel the Lord saying and letting us know, if you're sitting, if you're being still, don't be deceived. Don't feel that nothing's happening. Things are always happening. It's always at work. Just because you're sitting still does not mean anything, but we are to be thankful and rejoicing, not in fear, holding our peace, waiting on the Lord of hosts, to be exalted and glorified and to come through as he does time and time again. Be still and know that I am God. Don't forget to find the word. I will see you tomorrow.